Over the years, Country's Family Reunion has featured your favorite country music legends sharing stories, laughter, and songs. You know, sometimes these country music legends included family duets, trios, or quartets. Well, on this special Country's Family Reunion gathering, we thought we'd ask all the family groups to sit a spell and sing some songs with us. Brothers, sisters, yeah. Cousins, moms, and dads were all invited to join in the fun. It's a Country's Family Reunion like no other, and we know you're gonna love it. Welcome to Country's Family Reunion, Kinfolk.
I think we need to hear a song from Steve and Larry and Rudy, the Gatlin Brothers.
Well, thank you. We did this at the Ryman. You know, if I had one song, one place to sing the last song, it'd be at the Ryman Auditorium. I think a lot of people. And we did a Christmas show in there one time, and we did the old Mel Torme song, Christmas song. And we got in the middle of it. There's a real cool part in the middle. And when we got to that part, we sang it. It's the first time I've ever, we got a standing, y'all don't have to do it, in the middle of the song. So we went to the next song, and I just had the guys come out. We did it about 3 times because everybody liked it. So Terry Choate asked us to sing this song, and he liked the way we did it. So it's a Christmas song. It is a Christmas song. Go, Dirk. There's a chord progression you'll never hear on the Grand Ole Opry right there. Son, one more time, please. And let me be the first to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Chestnuts, what? I got it. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up. Not the way we do it. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed, thank you, up like Eskimos. That's not the part they stood up for. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this simple phrase. GatlinBrothers.com. You can get ordered today. Only nice with 3 easy payments. Wow! All the gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming Steve Brother Balls in the band.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless. Thanks.
You don't sing that.
So when do you rehearse?
I'm sorry. Yes, we have got to rehearse before we do anything else because of those three brazen hussies.
Every night I get to do that.
Okay, we were talking with different people around the room in groups about who makes the decisions in groups. Now, am I right? Is it a democracy in Gatlin's and he just makes all the decisions?
No, I don't think so.
Or is it a group thing?
I don't think so. I think it depends on where we are and what we're doing. If we're in the studio, obviously Larry wrote everything that we do and sings lead on everything. And then most of the time he turns it over to me and Rudy and we do the harmony and he just kind of leaves that to us. So I think, and doing a show, we kind of work out a show together, how we want to do it. And fast songs, slow songs not in the same key. I do a lot of that, a lot of our show stuff.
Oh.
But we basically, I mean, it's amazing. We do think alike, which is a scary thought. But I used to go in the studio and I would sing the lead, and then I'd go play golf with Vince.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd get calls. Will you please cut off on 3, 4, 2, somewhere in the beat, cut off so we, you know, they'd be having to do their, you know, phrasing it like I did. But I'm grateful. People will tell me, thank God, on occasion they say, man, you really sang well tonight. I said, I better sing well because they're going to.
Yeah.
Every night. They've never been,
I didn't sing very well tonight.
they're not backup singers. There's nothing wrong with that. But they are the Gatlin Brothers sound, and I wouldn't trade them. Well, I'd trade them for the Lennon Sisters, but short of that, or these two, you know.
He really makes you feel secure.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Around the room talking about who he. But talking about groups, now I've talked with the Oak Ridge Boys and other groups, you know, where it has to be a unanimous decision on a song or 3 out of 4. Now I was asking the Forrester sisters how they do that, how they did that when they were really active and touring. And what did you tell me, Kim?
It's who's left, the last man standing.
So you actually you fight about it?
Yeah, whoever's the last man, we fight it out, and whoever's
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Well, when it came to picking your songs and all to record, did everybody have to agree on what they were going to cut?
Yeah, pretty much. We usually, kind of like y'all, we kind of thought alike, so we kind of were gravitated to the same type songs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like what Sharon and Cheryl said too, though. If some of us liked a song and the others didn't, then we would really think about that. You know, it's like, well, okay, if you don't like it that much, right, there must be a reason.
Well, you know, we did 18 albums, and I wrote every song except for 4. And I'm the first one to admit there are some barkers on there. I mean, some real dogs. But I tell you what they did. I'd go in and sing it. They could make it sound great if it was just blah, 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 you know, drivel.
Yes.
So, I mean, you put that kind of harmony on it, you know, it's, like I say, all of them weren't great songs, and I know that. Some of them were good, and I'm grateful to God. But they could make, you know, the old cow across the road way down in Arkansas, they can make that sound good. And I'll never have other partners. We're together on
Absolutely.
that.
Where did you girls come up with the song that bashed all the men? I bet that was unanimous, wasn't it?
No. Actually, we recorded the vast bulk of the material that we recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Oh, really?
That's why I'm seeing Mark Beckett back there on the drums, his dad, Barry Beckett. I mean, the Muscle Shoals sound was just so big and so soulful. And we were working with 2 producers, Robert Byrne and Alan Schulman, and there were some painters at Robert's house and who were having some real issues with their women. And so he said, I'm just sitting in my office and listening to these painters gripe. And he said, and just listening to what they were saying, and he said, and it just made me think about, what do their women think? You know, if this is what they're saying about their women, what do their women think? And he wrote this song, and we were recording, and he came in, he said, you know, y'all may think this is really crazy, but I want y'all to just hear this song that we came up with. And we thought it was hysterical. We thought it was just really, tongue-in-cheek and funny, and were amazed that so many men, when we would sing it in the shows, would get up and walk out. It's like, y'all, this is not serious. This is just meant to be fun. Our dad hated it.
What about, of course, most radio stations, and particularly back then, were programmed by men. Did you have trouble getting some of the disc jockeys to play it, or did they just...
No, it was playing.
They saw right through it?
I think the demand from women to hear the song was like,
Yeah.
we want to hear that song.
Yeah. Could we get y'all to do it, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
Listen to it one more time. It's been a long time since we've heard it. I wonder, on the other hand, had it been a male group bashing women,
That
if
wouldn't have been
anybody
ideal.
would have played that, because the general rule in songs and records is always don't ever speak bad about the woman.
Well, that's as it should be.
Say that in that microphone.
No, it was all meant to be fun. It was
Yeah.
just meant to be fun.
Well, it is fun.
And it was fun.
Well, we always
Yeah,
say
Larry
that
really loved it yesterday.
if men are really, really sensitive in the shows, we'd say if you're really, really sensitive about, yourself, then this probably is a really good time to go to the bathroom.
And a lot of them did, huh?
A lot of them did. Yeah.
Which just made it a target. That was great.
They buy you dinner, open your door. Other than that, what are they good for? Men, I'm talking about men. They all want a girl, just like the girl that married dear old dad. They make me so mad. Men, I'm talking about men. We can't beat 'em up 'cause they're bigger than you. You can't live with 'em and you just can't shoot 'em, man. Talking about a man. They love their toys, they make their noise. They're nothing but a bunch of overgrown boys, man. I'm talking about men. Well, if you give them what they want, they never fall in love. Don't give them nothing they can't get enough. Man, I'm talking about men. Here we go. We can't beat 'em up 'cause they're bigger than you. You can't live with 'em and you just can't shoot 'em, man. I'm talking about a man. Come on, man. In the beginning, they always aim to please. They serve a purpose. They fill a need. They ensure survival of the species. They take you for a ride, run out of gas. Most of the time, they're a pain in the man. Talking about men. We can't beat 'em up 'cause they're bigger than you. You can't live with 'em and you just can't shoot 'em, man. I'm talking about a man. Hey, you know it.
There goes the band, yeah! Yeah, now what are you gonna do?
That is the best thing that has ever happened when we sing that song.
You don't have a band now, what are you gonna do?
Come on, girls, come on.
Okay, now what are you going to do?
That was
That may have been one of the funniest things that ever happened on this
That was the
show.
best thing that's ever happened in this song.
That was awesome.
Are y'all through?
We're through. What I loved was when Carl was tethered to his chair.
Yeah, Carl Jackson was wired to his chair and couldn't get loose. We thought, well, he's with them and not us. That was, well, you know, nobody meant it seriously.
No, it was just fun. Just fun.
While we're getting settled back down, why did you not record in Nashville?
We did some. It was just, we did our first demo in Shoals, and it just, we just loved it there. And we did very few records. We did a record with Emery Gordy here, and and Barry and James, Barry Beckett and James Stroud.
Wendy Waldman.
Yeah, Wendy Waldman. We did with her.
Christmas album with Jamaica.
Yeah,
Christmas.
But for the
And
most
Jim
part,
and
the bulk
Norman
of it
with
was in Shoals.
Well, I think it was a good decision for you.
we
Obviously,
loved
you
it.
cut a lot of hit records.
Well, they couldn't find any men in Nashville who'd play with them. After that.
Do you realize in the midst of all that, there is Sarah and Savannah, 16 years old, being subjected to this.
Now we know. Hey, they stood up with us.
Yeah, I know they did.
You go, girls. Girl power.
Thank y'all. And it's so great to have y'all here. The Forrester Sisters. And the band came back.
Y'all did well. Thanks for coming by.
Talk about a moment.
Is that funny? Oh, Lord.
I think Will and Langdon started it. Weren't you the first ones up?
You know what's really funny? We all got the idea at about the same time. I looked around the room. He said, "Let's go."
What'd you say, Will?
I would love to take credit for that, but I got the nod from over there. I knew it was coming. Yeah.
Hey, we
started it. Darrin started
we are what we are. Deal with it. I didn't mean it, sweetheart. I just really didn't. We're sorry. We are sorry.
Rhonda, you and Darrin and your mom were singing when we first got here, and we haven't really heard all that much out of you since then. Could we get another visit to Sally Mountain and the Sally Mountain show, as it were? Now, are you going to pick this time, or you?
I'm not. I just Darrin said it'd be better if I didn't play today. That's men for you.
That's all right. That's what hey, Darrin.
Not
Hey,
to start
Darrin.
that again, but
I'm the same way with Elaine. I'll go, this would be a great song if you put your guitar down. So I do the same thing.
He asks me that every song, and I say no. I have to.
You didn't play today, though.
No, we didn't play today. We have wonderful bands.
Wonderful players.
Oh.
Yeah.
you know, I am thrilled that, because it used to be I would feel like I had to have that instrument in my hand, and I feel like at some point I said, you know what, I can not have the instrument if I need to. So.
Was it like a crutch sometimes?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I would be so nervous that I couldn't sing. So, but I think now we have different songs in our show, and I sit the instruments down. I play a different, we play some twin fiddles with Hunter on some of the songs, and play guitar on a few songs. I am fortunate I work with these amazing men who are amazing instrumentalists who can play everything. We could virtually just send the instrument down, and we could rotate on all the different instruments, and that's a lot of fun, which gave me the confidence, I think, to say, I don't have to play on this one.
And let me just say this. We've been blessed, Elaine and I, to do a lot of shows with some great artists. Second to none right there
Bless
is
you,
that lady.
Thank you very much.
Her team, her group, her as a lady, as an entertainer. I'm a guy, and I'll say there's no guy that can stand next to her and perform.
Wow, well,
so
thank you. Yeah.
She's amazing.
How does that make you feel?
Sorry,
Darrin?
Darrin.
And you too, Darrin.
Belittled and all that. But that's
As
all
it
right.
should be, yeah.
How long has it been since the three of you, not counting today, but since you've actually really sung together?
Maybe 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, we haven't even practiced. I mean, this is all live.
You need to call the Lennon Sisters in if you need to practice. They will make you practice.
Thank you so much.
Lay something good on us. I know you will.
Yep.
The tired and weary soldier has fought the battle true, now lays down his his weapons. His fighting is all through. His record stands in honor among the very best. Here's the master whisper, it's time for you to rest. A hero for Jesus is what I'd like to be, and fight the mighty battle against the enemy. And when I get to heaven, will be a great reward. I want to be a hero in the service of the Lord. There stands among the angels a soldier brave and true, has no earthly medals to show what he's been through. With the shield of faith as armor and a Bible for a sword, my dad became a hero in the service of the Lord. A hero for Jesus is what I'd like to be, and fight the mighty battle against the enemy. And when I get to heaven, will be a great reward. I want to be a hero in the service of the Lord. Wounded soldier, pick up your weapons. Let's fight the battle. We're not alone. For the angels are camped around us. We're not defeated. We'll soon be home. Wounded soldier, pick up your weapons. Let's fight the battle. We're not alone. For the angels are camped around us. We're not defeated. We'll soon be home. A wounded soldier, pick up your weapons. Let's fight the battle. We're not alone. For the angels are camped around us. We're not defeated. We'll soon be home. We're not defeated. We'll soon be home.
That's good.
That's my little brother.
That's what?
I said, that's my little brother.
Did you write that?
No, Easter Brothers. Jeff and Sherry Easter,
Oh.
their daddy and uncles, they wrote that.
Oh.
It's always been a really special song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Carolyn is the mom to these and the rest of the family. When people come up to you, or maybe years ago when they were first starting out, and would say to you, Carolyn, I know you must be proud of your kids, what would you say?
I'd say, yeah, I really am. You know, you can't really brag too much when they're your own, but I always enjoyed seeing them. We used to play all together, but I'm glad that we're kind of off the road now, and I get to watch the kids perform.
I want to say something about our mother. She is a saint. A lot of folks don't know, but my father is disabled. When Rhonda was 2, he was in a car accident and was paralyzed from the neck down. And he said he was in the hospital bed paralyzed, and he prayed to the Lord. He said, Lord, if you'd give me one good leg, he said, I'll drag the other one. He walked with a cane all his life. And our mother is a saint. She's taken care of him, taken care of all 3 of our kids, worked. She used to drive the bus. When I was 15, we bought our first bus from Jim and Jesse. Mama drove.
the song Hal Ketchum's Mama Knows the Highway. Our mama knows the highway, that's for sure.
But if there's...
I'll never forget, too, when he bought the bus, Dad said, Carolyn, get in and drive.
That's right. She had a
I'd
migraine
never been
headache.
in a bus before.
But if, you know that song, there's medals for mothers. My mother and our mother, she absolutely deserves it.
And, you know, just not even playing, but she's the one, you know, at home who gives blood.
That's right.
Goes to the nursing home, fixes hair there. She's also a beautician, an EMT. She just retired from the ambulance there
30
in
years?
Schuyler County. 30 years on the Schuyler County ambulance. So she likes to do a lot of things, and she comes to see Darrin and I, goes on the road. Yeah. We were recently up in Rogersville. She wasn't with us this year, but she's been up there.
We hung out with your mom. We were on the same plane with her going to Blueberry Bluegrass.
That's right.
In Edmonton, Alberta, actually.
So you never know where you're going to see her.
That's right. Yeah, she pops up everywhere.
That's one thing about Mama. She never meets a stranger. Everybody's her friend.
That's right.
I was going to tell you about our first bus. We got it from Jim and Jesse. And I had never been in a bus. I didn't know what double clutching was. And so we went to to Jesse's house, and he said, I'm going to take you for a little spin up the road here. And he said, you're going to learn how to drive this bus. And he just lived in a lane, so he got in there, and I got under the wheel, and he told me what double clutching was and everything. So I drove up to the end of his lane, which wasn't very far, and then back to his house, and that's all the lesson that I had on driving a bus. And I had to go clear back to Missouri that next day.
So you learned what double clutching was, didn't you?
I soon did.
I imagine the drivers today, a lot of them, it's automatic buses. They probably don't know what double clutching is.
I bet that's
Maybe you can
right.
write a song about that.
Double clutching mama.
Double clutching mama. It's got a ring to it.
It does. That double clutching mama, man.
Do another song. I see a title that intrigues me. Slippers with Wings.
This was written by Randall Hilton, and he was just a great bluegrass songwriter. He used to be a solo artist, and he would go with just a guitar, and I think he had a harmonica too.
Yep.
And he did wrote a lot of songs and performed solo. But this is a song that was originally recorded by the Lewis family. I think they're the first family of bluegrass gospel music, and we took it from them. And it was, my dad likes to think, you know, that he always sang the favorite songs, but this was always, as we traveled the world as the Sally Mountain Show, this was always our most requested song, and it's a great story.
Susie was 3 when she first blessed our home. We loved her as much as a child of our own, but her little legs were all twisted and frail. It wasn't meant for Susie to be well. In her little bedtime prayer she would say, Lord, I know you've been busy today, but when you get some time, oh, please, pretty please, can I have some slippers with wings?
he's wearing golden slippers with wings.
Great job, Mom.
Double clutching moment.
Okay, take it away, Larry.
Well, the meeting is adjourned.
Goodness gracious. That's one of the best double clutching songs I ever heard right there. Goodness gracious, that was powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Mama, you done good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just thank you for being here.
Enjoyed it.
wonderful.
Thanks for asking.
And they didn't even have to bash men.
They didn't. No, we would have left in the middle of that stuff. How blessed are we? You know, we talked about a while ago. And I know you've all had it from letters, you know, people coming up at shows. We affect people's lives. You know, what an incredible thing and responsibility that is. And it doesn't, you know, with a song like that, but just the fact that we can go entertain people, if it doesn't even have a religious or spiritual overtone or what, it's still spiritual.
That's right.
We entertain people and take them out of, boy, how lucky are we, huh? How blessed are we?
Music touches people's lives on so many different levels that we don't realize sometimes when we're creating it. All right, Will, you and Langdon, follow that.
You know what, Bill?
I think it's time for us to walk out.
We've decided not to. Yeah,
We're good right here.
We'd
Thank
like
you.
Larry to tell a joke first, kind of lighten it up, and then we'll go. Yeah.
We don't have time for that.
Man, that
This
was
is a very
something
tightly formatted
Yes,
show,
it's
as you
really-
can tell.
Well, we could tell about our first bus.
Okay.
Okay.
We needed a bus, and we were broke. We got a call from Shorty Lavender, the short man, that the Statler Brothers bus was for sale for $25,000. So we scraped up enough money for a down payment, went in there and bought it. It had this ugly red carpet on the roof. I mean,
Easy now. Come on now.
Red, white,
it was
blue.
It was pretty when it was new.
Well, yeah, but by the time we got it, you know, I mean, it looked like a New Orleans bordello, I think. And we started ripping stuff out of there in homemade 2x4 bunks and stuff. And I only wonder how much it would have cost above the $25,000 if Harold, Don, Phil, and Lou had realized they left an entire case of potted meat under Harold's bunk.
Potted meat.
Brand new, right there, partner.
They never went hungry.
They never went hungry.
They never went hungry.
And
Yeah,
it
we
was
could
their
try.
fault, the Statlers' fault. And I don't know if I'll tell you this, you may be hearing this for the first time. They had a truck that they took on the road, a Mercedes truck. And so I was looking for a truck. I thought then I'd carry lights and all this fancy stuff. So I called and I talked to Harold. He said, yes, get a Mercedes truck. My bus driver said, no, get a Ford or a Chevrolet, because he took care of our buses and trucks and stuff. Please don't get a Mercedes. I bought the Mercedes anyway because the Statler brothers said it was good. My bus driver came to me and he said, I told you not to buy a Mercedes. I said, why did you not want me to buy the Mercedes? The Statler said it's a great truck. He said, yeah, boss, but I can't cuss in German.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, the things you go through in the entertainment business.
Yeah, sing us that potted meat song.
All right. Hey, what an honor it is for myself and Langdon to be here today and with you guys. This has been a very special show, and we've made new friends. And this song that we're getting ready to do is actually the title cut to our new CD. A few years ago, when we heard people get excited and they would use the term they like to rock on, we very quickly started using the term country on. Yeah. That we everything we do is country on, and we wrote this song in that spirit, and it's very pro country music, what we all love dearly and have enjoyed forever. So let's get our country on. Here we go.
Have you ever been on Broadway and seen Ernest Tubbs' nudie suit? Or to the Hall of Fame and seen a pair of worn-out cowboy boots? Or heard Farewell Party and I'm so lonesome I could cry? Well, we love country music and we'll never let it die. Hey, everybody, country on. Grab your partner, do-si-do to a country song. Play it loud, play it proud, let's all sing along. Everybody, country on. Come on, Mike, country on. There's been a lot of changes in country music from years ago, but it don't matter, it's still the best music on the radio. We sing truth, tell a story with every country song. Hand in hand across the land, come on y'all, get your country on. Everybody, country on. Grab your partner, do-si-do to a country song. Play it loud, play it proud, let's all sing along. Everybody, country on. Come on, Hank. Everybody, country on. Grab your partner, do-si-do to a country song. Play it loud, play it proud, let's all sing along. Everybody, country on. Hey, everybody, country on.
Actually known as Wilson Fairchild.
Oh, thank you.
That was terrific. That's great. Tell your dads we send our love. Are they doing okay and enjoying retirement?
They are. They're doing terrific.
They're doing really well. They're really good at being retired.
Yeah. And take it from us, they don't do anything they don't want to do.
That's good. Well, they've earned the right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you all for
guys.
coming to be with us.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. Wilson Fairchild. When they were talking about the bus, did the Sweethearts of the Rodeo, did y'all ever do the band and bus, the whole thing
Sure
when y'all
we
were together?
did. Of course we did, yeah. Never quite slept really well on a bus. I was always glad when we finally got to a hotel room and then I could really get a good night's sleep. But
I mean, if you'd been out even 2 or 3 days, by the third night you couldn't sleep?
by the third night, I would be glad when I get to hotel so I could really sleep.
You didn't have a
But we
double
never
clutch your
drove the
mama for a
bus.
bus driver, though, did you?
No, we never had to drive the bus, thank goodness.
No, but you know, we thought about buying a bus once, maybe twice, but we wound up on the side of the road and rented, leased buses enough times to think, and they'll just bring another one for us. We don't have to pay to fix it, because we heard horror stories about that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we dodged a bullet there, because we came close once.
I can tell you a lot of those those stories. First time I ever borrowed about Howard and David, I'm sure you can. First time I ever leased a bus, Tammy Wynette was off the road, and I leased her bus. And she had this beautiful bedroom in the center of her bus. She had satin sheets on the bed. She had a piano in the room. I am lying up in that bed. between the satin sheets, thinking this is the
With
greatest.
Tammy Wynette?
No, Tammy wasn't there. We leased it from Tammy.
Buddy, there's a country song. I was in the bed with Tammy Wynette.
And all of a sudden, in the middle of it, all of a sudden, I hear this big boom. Boom! You know, I thought, oh, I'd heard that sound before. A tire went out. I started throwing back the covers and getting up. All of a sudden, I said, that's Tammy Wynette's tire. That's not my tire. I don't care if it blew out. I went back to sleep.
Yeah, and so would we. Yeah.
So that's a good reason not to get a bus.
right.
What were you going to say, David?
No, I
that's
was
the
just
story.
testifying about Bus Pro. You know, actually, though, Howard and I have actually had to leave hotels and go get on the bus just to hear the generator go before we can go to sleep.
Come home off a tour and tell your wife to spray some diesel fumes around the bedroom. So you
Well,
can sleep.
the new ones are a lot smoother than those old. I mean, the Eagles, you know,
We're on our third bus that we've turned 1 million miles on.
Wow. Good.
You take them overseas?
What if we could?
How about another song from the Sweethearts?
You bet. Sure.
Janice. Janice and Christine.
Okay, we're going to do a new song from the new CD. And Janice and Danny Flowers wrote this song together. It's called Too Little, Too Late for Love.
Too little, too late. Just had our last date, and nothing is gonna ever change my mind. I've had it, I'm through. I got no more to do with you. Too little, too late for love. Getting started was the hardest part, and thought I found a key. Tried so hard to figure it out. You're such a mystery to me. Told you that I love you time and time again, but now I see it's plain to me you're just trying to pretend. Too little, too late for love. Yeah, we talk it over. You had nothing much to say. When I looked into your eyes, you just turned the other way. But now you're hanging around at my door. You're trying to get on track. But coming around with a ring in your hand, thinking you can buy me back. It's too little, too late. Just had our last date, and nothing is gonna ever change my mind. I've had it, I'm through. I got no more to do with you. Too little, too late for love. Just had our last date, and nothing is gonna ever change my mind. I've had it, I'm through. I got no more to do with you. Too little, too late for love. I've had it, I'm through. I got no more to do with you. Too little, too late for love. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. Too little, too late for love.
Sweethearts of the Rodeo.
Thank you.
Hey, you know,
That's
one more
guys.
verse and we were all going to walk out.
See?
I was wondering if you were really listening.
Girls just don't like us anymore. What have we done? We've been nice.
Probably good. Is that the same Danny Flowers that wrote Tulsa Time?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the very same, yes. He's past couple of years, Danny and I have become very good friends, and we play with different sizes bands, you know, sometimes as a trio, 4-piece, 5-piece. But when we play as a 4-piece, Danny plays guitar. He's just a crazy good guitar player, and it's just a rockin' little combo when we play like that with drums, Danny, bass, and me.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot of fun.
Tell him, hey, I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
I haven't
he's
either.
doing great. He's just fantastic.
That's great. Well, thanks
Yes.
again for
Thank
y'all
you for
being
having
here
us.
and
Thanks, everybody.
sharing this day with us.
Such an honor to be here
Kinfolk,
with you guys.
sisters, Janice and Christine, Sweethearts of the Rodeo. Jeannie Kendall, you've probably put in the longest day of anybody here. You sang the first song that we sang when we started the Kinfolk's reunion show.
But
and
everybody was here, though. So they've been
we
all
haven't
been
heard
here the same
anything
length
from
of
you
time, I
since.
think.
Really, could we get a couple of more songs out
Sure
of you
can,
before we
sure
go?
can.
This lady still sings as great.
Oh, she sings great.
She is just a...
She still sings, I got it. She still sings great.
What do you mean you got it?
Well, you just looked at me, you said, she still sings great.
That's not what
Yes,
I
you
said.
did.
No, I
Well,
didn't.
every time, still sings.
He's
It's fun to
adopted.
mess with you.
I know you do. What you got for us, Jeannie?
Well,
Darrin and Rhonda.
Darrin and Rhonda's going to help me
me
again on this. They're so sweet to do that. I'll tell you what, I couldn't think of anybody else better to sing with me because you do so great. I just love you. Now she told me she was going to work up in Branson. I'm going to have to come visit.
Are you going to come see me?
I'm going to try to come see
Oh.
you. Yeah, I sure hope so.
We'll have fun.
Yeah.
This was a big hit with the disc jockeys when you recorded
Yeah,
it,
and I
so.
think it helped us out a lot too because we couldn't make it without radio. We probably wouldn't be sitting here if there wasn't radio. would
Yeah,
we?
well, that's true. in
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
case. Yes. All right, for all the radio folks.
At the wrong end of the highway, when the long night has no end, when there's no one here beside me, till I hold you once again. Thank God for the radio. When I'm on the road, when I'm far from home, feeling blue. Thank God for the radio, playing all night long, playing all the songs that mean so much to me and you.
guys are amazing.
Darrin
You're
is
amazing.
standing over here. I'm probably the only person in the room that hear me. You just understand that's amazing.
That is
That's
amazing. You sound so crystal clear and perfect and pure. It's just unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah, but you don't even rehearse, and you sound absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
I was looking through a resource book backstage before we came in here. I did not realize you only wrote one of the hits that the Kendalls
One.
recorded, but you wrote one that went all the way to #1.
Yeah, I did.
I'd be bragging if I was you.
What happened is we needed another song, and we needed up-tempo real bad when we were doing an album. This was our second album. And so this was before we had a bus. We had a motorhome, and we were sitting out at a club in St. Louis outside, and I got this idea, and so I told Daddy, and worked it out just a minute there, and then I had to go do the whole show, and I was scared I was going to forget it, because I thought, well, this might be okay, but I remembered it. So anyway, so we recorded it.
Tell my Daddy playing the car. Do you play an instrument? Did you ever play an instrument?
I play very badly. Really. No, I'm one of these people that I'll pick out chords and I'll strum around to write something a little bit, but mostly songs just come in my head, and I've always been blessed about had my dad to play, and then I had my husband to play, and who wants to play when your husband plays that well? I don't need to have to play, you know, so.
Well, I just wondered because of all the shows, and we did a lot of shows together. I didn't think I'd ever seen you play an instrument.
No, I just always had somebody to play for me, so I just was too lazy, I guess. I don't know.
Well, lay that #1 song that you wrote on us. You remembered it when the show was over, obviously.
I remembered it. If I can remember it now, it'll be okay.
Sweet desire, carry me away. Warms my heart, so I just have to stay. Tempting feelings just let me astray. Sweet desire, carry me away. Oh, I know that I should go, but your touch, it thrills me so. And it's so easy to stay with you when you're holding me like a lover would do. And that sweet desire carry me away, warms my heart, so I just had to stay. Tempting feelings just let me astray. Sweet desire carry me away. I've never known a love so strong, but I'm not where I belong since you put your spell on me. The harder I try, it won't set me free. And that sweet desire carry me away, warms my heart, so I just had to stay. Tempting feelings just let me astray. And sweet desire carry me away. Carry me away. Oh, baby, carry me. Carry me away. Oh, won't you carry me? Carry me away.
Jeannie Kendall with Darrin and Rhonda Vincent. Absolutely incredible. You guys need to get a bus and go on the road. Wow. That is absolutely terrific. What a fun day this has been with people that we don't see all that often, but whose talents we admire and whose songs we'll never forget. And to be joined for the first time by the Lennon Sisters, what a special day it's been to have you here with us. I told them during the lunch break, they may be from a different field of music, but just the way that they have blended in today, it's like the old Johnny Rodriguez song, they have hillbilly hearts. Absolutely, they do. Kathy, tell me, you were talking about, telling me a little bit about the touring that you're doing now, what kinds of places you're playing.
Yeah, because we've been in Branson, like I say, this is our 19th season, and for many, many, many years, we went on the road, and then when we went to Branson, we stopped all of that. Well, just the last couple of years, we've been doing a bit of touring, and wow, it's just amazing, you know, and I'm sure you all feel the same way. Your fans are so loyal.
Oh,
I mean, you're there, and all of a sudden you feel, you know, it's just like you sold out here, and you sold out here, and it's like, wow, they still remember, and we're in our 56th year of performing, and that's just amazing. Well, not Mimi, she's only 56 years old, but that is really amazing. And so that's something that, and being around all of you, you know, one of the things that I've been realizing, everybody, their hit song, hit song, hit song. We really, probably the only group, definitely sister act, but group that made it because of television. Not because of records.
Yeah.
We had a few kind of, you know, number ones of Sad Movies Made Me Cry in Japan or something, but, you know, we really didn't have that hit record. It was television that made us every single week. And we are honored, just honored to be with all these stars, these fabulous stars, and these new stars to be.
Yeah.
And we've just enjoyed it and feel so welcomed by you because we aren't the little bit country at all, and yet I think we're going to have to add a number in our show. You know, definitely.
Well, just make sure it's not men.
I know. That's kind of fun.
Bitter they are, hardly fall. Is what
Bitter they are.
I know you've got a little medley worked up.
We do.
That's going to kind of, I guess, take us back kind of across the years musically.
Just a little something you worked up. Just didn't even rehearse it, did you, girl?
Just threw it together at the last minute.
Well, this is something that all the different songs we sang, and of course we loved all the 60s groups, the Ronettes and the Shirelles, and we wanted to do all of those songs, and the Supremes, and we sang on the Lawrence Welk Show. So one of the things that he loved, he always used to talk about was the Lennon sound. And the other incredible mentor that loved our sound, and really all these songs reflect his essence, is this treasure in Andy Williams. And we would like to do this medley, which is definitely not country, but I bet you know most of the songs.
When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love has ended before it's begun, and too many must have been moon glow, way up in the blue. It must have been moon glow that led me straight to you. We seemed to flow through the air. Heavenly sounds seem to come from everywhere. And so when there's moon glow way up in the blue, I'll always remember that moon glow gave me you. That moon glow gave me you. The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, all the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. You go to my head and you linger like a haunting refrain, and I find you spinning round in my brain like the bubbles in a glass of champagne. You go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew, and I find the very mention of you like the kicker in a julep or two. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea casts a spell over me. Still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see that it never can be? You go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head. You go to my head. You go to my head.
The Lennon Sisters. How great. How great. Yeah. You know what? That is just so incredible. I forgot to mention one thing that I should mention in regard to the Lennon Sisters. They are members of the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, and it doesn't get any higher for a vocal group than that. Congratulations.
It's been a thrill. Thank you. Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, and we're all partial. These guys that sat back here and played bluegrass and country and everything played that gorgeous medley with you. That was terrific. Dirk Johnson, you're too much. Absolutely. My goodness. So good. So Larry,
we'll let you finish, Bill.
Larry and I were over there while y'all were doing that medley, wishing we had a bubble machine.
I did not want to have anything that was Bill Anderson's idea.
I hope everybody in this room's had as much fun as I've had today.
Great.
This has just been a remarkable day. It's just no way to thank everybody. And whether it's kinfolk or kinfolks or whatever, Mike, we need a little bit of kinfolks reunion back there, family reunion. For all of us at Country's family reunion, thank you, good night, and God bless you.